Welcome to Day 56 of Future Business School's Daily MBA series. Today's topic is funding for startups, where we'll explore the different methods to fund a startup, including bootstrapping, venture capital, and angel investors. Introduction to startup funding. Starting a business often requires capital to get off the ground and grow. Finding the right funding source is crucial to the success of any startup. There are several funding options available, each with its own benefits and challenges. Types of startup funding. Bootstrapping. Bootstrapping means funding your business with your own resources or revenue generated by the company without relying on outside investors. Self-funding, using personal savings, family, or friends to start the business. Revenue-based, reinforcing the company's growth with profits generated by the business itself. Advantages: full control over the business. No need to dilute ownership or give away equity. Flexibility in decision-making. Challenges: limited resources can restrict growth. Higher personal financial risk. Venture capital, or VC, is financing provided by professional investors or investment firms to high-potential startups in exchange for equity or ownership stake. VC firms typically invest in exchange for a share of the company. They usually look for startups with high growth potential and scalable business models. Many VC firms also provide strategic guidance and industry connections to help the company grow. The advantages of venture capital include large capital injections that can fuel rapid growth, access to experienced investors and their networks, and the ability to build credibility and attract additional investment. However, there are challenges as well. There can be a loss of some control due to investor involvement, high pressure to achieve fast growth and returns, and not every business is VC fundable since VCs typically look for high return potential. Angel investors are wealthy individuals who provide funding to startups, often in exchange for equity or convertible debt. These angels are typically involved in the early stages of a business. They often invest at the seed or early stages of a company and may take an ownership stake or provide loans that convert into equity. Some angel investors are more hands-on, offering mentorship and guidance to startups. The advantages of angel investors include easier access to funding compared to venture capital, more patience and flexibility with returns, and valuable industry expertise and networks. However, there are challenges too. There can be a loss of ownership as equity is given away. Angels may want a say in company decisions, and it can be difficult to find the right angel investors for your business. While bootstrapping, venture capital, and angel investors are popular funding routes, there are additional options available for startups. Crowdfunding involves raising small amounts of money from a large number of people, typically through online platforms such as Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It appeals to a large community of backers, and there's no need to give up equity when using rewards-based crowdfunding. Plus, it's useful for validating product demand. However, it requires significant marketing and promotional efforts, and it can be difficult to stand out among many crowdfunding campaigns. Traditional bank loans or government-backed small business loans like SBA loans offer a way to finance your startup without giving away equity. There is no dilution of ownership, and these loans often come with lower interest rates compared to other forms of debt financing. But it can be difficult for startups to qualify due to a lack of credit history, and repayment is required regardless of the company's performance. Grants. Certain businesses, especially those focused on innovation, technology, or social impact, may qualify for government or private grants. These are a form of non-dilutive funding, meaning there's no need to give away equity. Plus, there's no repayment required. However, the application process can be quite competitive and time-consuming. Grants are often limited to specific industries or goals, which can be a challenge. Choosing the right funding source. When deciding which type of funding is best for your startup, consider the following factors. First, the stage of your business. Early stage startups may rely more on bootstrapping or angel investors, while more mature companies with high growth potential may attract venture capital. Next, think about control versus capital. Consider how much control you want to retain. Bootstrapping offers complete control, while venture capital and angel funding may require giving up equity and decision-making power. Then, there's risk tolerance. Bootstrapping may involve personal financial risk, whereas outside funding spreads the risk among investors. Lastly, growth objectives. If you aim for rapid growth, venture capital funding may provide the capital and resources needed. For more steady, organic growth, bootstrapping or small loans may be more appropriate. Conclusion. Startup funding is a critical decision that will shape the future of your business. Whether you choose to bootstrap, seek venture capital, or work with angel investors, it's important to weigh the pros and cons of each option carefully. Ultimately, the right funding source will depend on your business model, growth objectives, and personal goals. That wraps up day 56 of the Daily MBA on funding for startups. We hope you now have a better understanding of the various funding options available. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session, where we'll dive into scaling a startup. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Future Business School for more valuable business insights.